Hello, George Gillespie here, bringing you another episode of Albert Lee Weekend Review, the only news show from Albert Lee found on YouTube.com. As you all know, our county administrator, Mr. Ron Giberson, will be leaving us here in March to seek better opportunities with other employment. What that is he's yet to disclose. However, we wanted to interview him on our show here, and he didn't return our call, so if we had an interview with Ron, I believe it would have went something like this. Ron Gabrielson, please.
Huh? What? Hello.
Hello, Ron. George Gillespie here. I'm doing another show on YouTube.com for Weekend Review in Albert Lee. And I was wondering if you'd mind answering a few questions today.
I'm listening.
Well, Ron, I'd like to start by explaining that some of these questions may seem a little personal to you, and if you don't want to answer them, that's fine.
You step out of line, you make one false move, you're out of here. Don't think you're the first.
Well, tell me, Ron, how did you find the people in Albert Lee? How did they treat you?
There seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Excuse me?
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Well, how would you describe your experience working with our local government here, Ron?
I doubt anyone here would recognize civic virtue if it reached up and bit you in the ass.
Oh, really? Would you care to elaborate on that remark there?
You some bitches couldn't close an umbrella.
Well, Ron, could you tell us what was the most rewarding aspect of your job here?
I don't give a shit. I'm only in this for the money.
Well, could you tell us, Ron, did Dan Belshine's re-election play any part in your decision to post your resignation with the board?
If you bend your medial collateral ligaments, place one talus in front of another, I don't see where you'd have a problem. Of course, if there were a news story covering this event, the headline might read, "Small Brain Enters Room."
Well, Ron, it seems to me that the people in his district think highly of him, and they chose to put him back into that position. You would have to respect that.
Listen, hotshot, I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't care for you or for the putrid sludge you're troweling out. You weren't even born with the sense God gave the common dog.
I've seen your file. Not exactly a beacon of light.
Ron, I know you're a busy man, and I just have one more question for you before we wrap this interview up. If you'd let me ask you, what do you think about that Tanya that has criticized all your license plates and different things there, Ron?
It's like I picked the wrong week to quit drinking. This conversation is over.
Well, that's it. Our interview with Ron Gabrielson, the outgoing county administrator. We wish him the best of luck. And I'd like to remind you that this conversation did not actually take place. I did not actually have Ron Gabrielson on the telephone. Well, that'll do it for this week's Weekend Review from Albert Lee, Minnesota. This is George Gillespie, and we hope to see you back when we come back next week with another story, possibly true, possibly not true, from Albert Lee, Minnesota.